morning. It is currently 10 to 7. I didn't sleep so well last night. I struggled to fall asleep. And I did fall asleep. I did sleep. But I think it was those 2 coffees. Am I getting old? But if I was one of those like reclining chairs, you know? Ones where like people have to watch TV. It would probably feel so nice when people like stretched me out and lifted up the recliner. Oh, good morning. It's currently early in the morning. I'm still in my comfy clothes and we still got to head out to work today. But that's a clock. That's important. That's a clock. Today we're going to be talking about the difference that makes the difference that we have our digital clocks on our smartphones with us all the time. And I'm going to make the claim that without a smartphone, time flows. With one, it ticks. With every tick, it tells AI something about who we're becoming. Good morning for being properly dressed. Well, properly, I guess you can say coquette. But that's one of the perks of doing a PhD. I don't have to wear collared shirts to the office. Anyway, today we're talking about time. And especially having our phone constantly, I feel like it changes this notion of time. But you can fight me in the comments because maybe my point of view is skewed because when smartphones didn't exist, I was a child. And I feel like time definitely changes from when you're a child to an adult, or at least our perception of time changes. Some would argue that it's a child, you're doing all these new things, so it feels like your childhood was much longer than when you're an adult. But also that you've lived more of your life as an adult. So those moments, there's too many of those moments, therefore only the bigger highlight ones get remembered. Whereas a child, you only have X amount of time, therefore there are a lot more highlights, or at least it feels like a lot more moments are highlights. So I could be wrong. So people that have lived more as an adult can let me know in the comments below. But we're also on our no chocolate oats still. So it felt like before smartphones, it was almost like time was something that people moved through, not that it was like chasing them. Yeah. Mode. We're running a little bit late, ironically, today. But it's okay, it's Monday. You know that time when your phone is on the desk and you just tap it just to check what the time is? That is not just a glance for checking the time. That's a signal to the phone. Now, we check our phones 80 to 100 to 200, depends on the person, every single day. And that's just a tap on the screen. So, you check your phone 80 times a day, not for messages, not for apps, but for the time. Probably not the most appropriate day to wear a hat, seeing as it's quite cloudy. But each time that you glance at your phone, it's actually a signal to the phone. What time you wake up, when you start to scroll, when you have a break in your focus. These signals are now used as background data. At 3 a.m. your phone lights up. Do you actually go and check the time? What happens if 3 days later you start getting insomnia ads or melatonin pills? Your time isn't private. It becomes an input. That's what becomes scary about this thing. What happens is the phone replaces rhythm with urgency. So I didn't bring lunch today, so I'm actually going to go home and have lunch at home. There's hardly anyone at office. I think everyone is on summer holidays. So yeah, we'll take advantage of the quietness and I'll probably get more work done at home because I can put comfy pants on. Also, I haven't got my model to do what I thought it would do. I thought more data would make it better, but it seems to have potentially made it worse. So I'm a bit disappointed today, but I think we will pick it up tomorrow. Fresh eyes are always a good thing. So yeah, I'm actually going to relax now. But I'll check you later once my food is cooked. Oh, hello. It is currently 4:27. It's ironic that I showed it to you on my phone and not my watch. Thought of that as I was looking at my watch. But the working day is over. I'm tired. I've also, coming home to do work was, oh, this is burning, was it was a good thing for my productivity, but it was a terrible thing in terms of what I ate. I was ravenous today. I ate an entire packet of chips by myself, plus all my other food, plus everything, which is not great. But anyway, we're going to cook now as well, and hopefully that'll be the last thing we eat. Anyway, what I want to talk about is the fact that the phone replaces this like rhythm that time has, this like flow through existence. Wow, that was quite deep. This flow through existence with this notion of urgency, because it puts timers on everything. It says, oh, there's an ambulance coming past. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm just going to cut and wait for that to end. Okay, so the ambulance has gone past. I hope they're okay. What I was saying is that this phone adds this layer of urgency. It says you've only got this many minutes left to use this app, or the sale is going to end in 2 hours, or something like you've lost your streak, or it's time to do it before tomorrow, your streak is up. All of these things that add to this, like, oh, I need to do it, I have to get it done, I've got this checkbox of things. You can also I put reminders on to be like, remind me at 6 o'clock to do this. And I'm like, oh, I have to drop everything. Stuff feels like, oh, it's urgent and I need to do it now because it's set that it needs to happen now. And the answer is like, does it really have to happen now? Some of them do, but I think you get what I'm saying here. There's this level of like, oh, I need to do it because my phone says I must do it. It's almost like having someone on the back of you being like, come on, knock, 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 get this thing done, get it done. And that, in our society today, almost feels like too much. Even this notion of having too many messages there, like when you look at your phone, you're like, oh, I've got all these messages, I need to reply to them, all these emails, this level of like urgency that stuff needs to get done, and I'm running out of time to do it, and I just don't feel like doing it now. It's this horrible, horrible feeling that we live in. The scary thing is every time I pick up my phone and I action something, because a lot of the actions can actually happen on the phone, that data is being recorded. It knows. I don't know if some of you have got like a random notification. Instagram used to do it quite a lot, where they used to just pop up a notification with nothing. And you would click on it and you would go into Instagram. Now LinkedIn does it where they've changed the wording where they just say, view updates, or you've got updates. And you're like, what are those updates? And you start clicking on it. And when do they decide what time of the day to send you that notification? It used to be, oh, just send it to everyone at 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, technology is going into this personalization era, where they know when Bianca is usually on her phone. Duolingo knows when I do my normal Duolingo, so that's when it sends me notifications. It's this crazy personalization of technology. Okay, look at my phone. Look at those notifications right now. They're all time sensitive. Fitness, you need to continue. LinkedIn view now. 2 days ago here. Do your Duolingo. This is what I'm talking about. In my brain, a day usually starts, let me see if I can do this properly. It goes from beginning to end. It seems to be like a linear thing. Now, I don't know when it stopped going round and started to become linear. It felt like I had lots of checkpoints that I needed to do in my day. And I don't know if that was the onset of technology. Like I said this morning, I feel I'm maybe the wrong generation, because I don't remember a time where it ever felt circular, but I feel like there is a cyclical nature to it that I'm missing out on.
And I think it's largely to do with my phone and what it requires of me and how many things I've scheduled. I know routine is important, it's very important for me. But I feel like on this linear scale, there's this I have to do, this I have to do, this I have to do, and I have to get through all these things, and then the day's done. Whereas if I start imagining it more of this cyclical thing, it feels rhythmic. It feels like I own the time and I kind of decide what happens. Whereas here, it feels like it's already been pre-planned and I'm kind of going through the level to get to the next level. I don't know if I'm making sense, but in my brain, that's what I put together. And I do feel like maybe this is an active part on my side to stop letting my phone or technology dictate a lot of my movements through the day. It's going to be very hard because I'm thinking now I still have to do my stupid Duolingo. When am I going to do that? I always do it at night. And will I do it in the morning? No, I don't think I'm going to have the motivation to do it. Or like I need to get my steps on my Apple what fitness thingy. I need to get all my steps and count my calories. It just feels like there's actually too much. And I'm not saying that it's a clock, but I'm saying that the phone has a big part of causing this slight distress in me. So I think maybe I need to start looking at a clock. Maybe it's just the metaphor of the analog nature rather than the actual mechanics of it. But I think I need to start taking back the time as my own and rather existing through it than pre-planning or it owning me. Tonight's thought experiment's gonna be a little bit different because you're gonna watch me in like 2 times speed make the bed while I give you the thought experiment. So the experiment goes, the room with no clocks. Imagine you're placed in a white room. No clocks, no phone, no windows. You're told you'll be there for 24 hours, but they don't tell you when it starts. A voice simply says, we're observing how you behave when you don't know the time. For a while, you're fine. You eat when you're hungry, you lie down when you're tired, but slowly, panic creeps in. You start pacing, checking your own pulse, wondering if you've missed something. At some point, you stop acting like yourself. You start acting like someone that's being watched. That's when the experiment ends. And the voice says, we weren't tracking how long you lasted. We were tracking how long until you needed us to tell you who you are. So, quite a random one today, but maybe it reflects my mood. But I will see you tomorrow. And maybe the crazy thing is, time doesn't need to be watched. But